Right, got a LUK clutch set off the shelf from CTS, because looking on eBay is just a nightmare. And knowing my luck, I'll end up getting sent the wrong one. For all, I'll give them measurements, and I'll be waiting days for it, and I'll have to send it back and wait more days for another. So I've just bought it off the shelf. At least I know then it fits. It was 100 quid like, but it's an LUK one, so it's a decent make. So I just need to make sure now that it actually is the same one, because it was listed at CTS as only one option, which I found bizarre. Like, however, let's have a look, see what we up against here. Let's orientate this. So straight away I can see differences. Now, whether it doesn't matter or not, I don't know. I guess it just the way it springs up is different compared to the Saks one. Strange. Anyway, right, that looks all right, I suppose. Clutch plate. This is the thing that's worn out. So we can see the distinct. It's not a distinct difference. It never is on clutch plates. However, yeah, it has one. You can see that it's one anyway. You know, it's basically flat against the raised edge there. So that's that one. Looks the same. It's the same diameter. So that's looking good. Looks the same spline teeth. Pressure plate. Oh, it's not the pressure plate, it's just basically what it pushes up against. So yeah, that looks exactly the same. So that's happy days. So yeah, I'm happy. Same size. So let's get this fitted before Alex comes round. Daily. Okay, so here we have the new clutch going on. So I've made sure that the area is clean here. I've got my new bolts. I've cleaned them up and I've put a small dab of blue Loctite on. So they're all prepped. So I'll just put the pressure plate up now. Line it up. It can only go on one way. So we'll line that up there with the holes. Pop on the plate, which is this. So that's just the spacers or washer, if you like. And then I can put my bolts in and just start tightening these up hand tight. For now and then, I shall Google what the torque setting needs to be. Just get another one in. Now I'll get the rest put in. Okay, so as I say, I'll continue now, get the rest of the bolts in and get that torque tightened down and move on to the next stage. Okay, so we've got the bolts now torque tightened. So it was 22 foot-pounds and a 90-degree turn. So that's all been completed. So now we've just got to put the center push plate on now. What happens is when we press the clutch in, it pushes a rod into the center of this, pushing this whole plate down, putting pressure on, which then pushes down on the pressure plate, and releases the pressure from this surface here onto the clutch plate, therefore releasing the drive. So yeah, that's basically how this clutch operates. Quite bizarre. I've never seen a clutch like this, to be honest. First time for everything. But that's the setup of it. So we've just got to put this locating ring in now to keep this pressure plate in place. Get it pushed in and located in the hole there. That's it. So that's that part done. So what I've got to do now is put the clutch friction plate on, and then over the top of that put on the flywheel. Okay, on with the next. Okay, so next we'll put the new friction plate on, which only goes one way, so the raised part is going towards the gearbox side, yeah, and the more flush side towards the engine. So that's in there. So I'm going to pop that inside the flywheel now, and put the flywheel up to here. And then I've just got to locate the flywheel, which will only go one way. Onto the pressure plate, which looks like it's about there. Okay, now I'll just put my screws in there. Yeah, and then I'll put the rest in around the side, and then torque tighten these up to 20 foot-pounds. That'll be it. Dilly dilly. Okay, so you can see there I've got my clutch centralising tool in, which basically just slots into the clutch, hits the back, and then I can get the clutch plate sort of central. So when we come to reconnect the gearbox, the splines of the output shaft of the gearbox actually fit nicely into the clutch friction plate itself. So it's quite an important job that to get your friction plate lined up fully, or not fully but centrally as much as you can, which will aid that reconnection of the gearbox. Otherwise you can be on for a considerable amount of time, and normally what you end up doing is having to start again and actually take the friction plate back off and realign it. Otherwise you end up getting nowhere. So yeah, if anything, make sure that is central. So as I say, I'll continue now and just tighten up all these. What this will be done as I'm tightening it up is actually putting pressure now from that the pressure plate onto the friction plate. And as I say, the rod would go in then. And when we push the clutch, pushes the rod in, takes the pressure off the pressure plate, and then that disconnects the drive from the gearbox to the engine via the crankshaft, of course. Okay, I'll continue with this and then get these torque tightened up. Dilly dilly. Okay, so with the gearbox, I just thought I'd show you what happens when we press that clutch plate. So here's the clutch. So when we push down the clutch, that will apply pressure to the clutch lever here, which pushes that down. And when we push that down, we can see that pushes out. Yeah, that's what pushes up against the center of that push plate, which then releases the pressure of the friction plate. Simple as that, guys. Here we can see the splined area, yeah, that's got to match up with that friction plate, and that's why we've had to line the clutch up as centrally as we can to allow this to engage on the splines, making it easy to get the gearbox back on. He says that's the theory. Okay, let's get this gearbox back on the car. Dilly dilly. Right, good morning. Happy Saturday. So I've been up bright and early. I'm cracking on getting this gearbox back in. So I've got a bit of a contraption going up there because normally I would have had the car over my winch, but as we know I didn't, because I couldn't move it because I was waiting for the wheel strut. So I decided to take the gearbox off here, which means now when I'm putting it back on, it's a little bit more difficult. However, it is on. It's just all got to be bolted back up now. So we can see there that it's mated up now. So the splines have aligned. So I just need to go around now and, in essence, just put everything back together. Bolt it up. Start the motor back on. All the gear selectors back on. Engine mounts top and bottom. Battery box back on. Electrical connections. And then we're good to go. So a couple of hours and this should, drive shafts as well. So I've got the drive shafts to put back on both sides, and the wheel strut. So yeah, still a bit to do. Good couple of hours work there, keeps out the mischief. Dilly dilly. Well guys, she's back on the floor. New struts on. New clutches in. Gearbox on. Everything connected up. Drive shafts. Just got to torque tighten the wheel bolts. And then pop the battery on. I've got it on charge. I had a new battery for this, but I had to put it on the TT. So I'll have to get another new battery for this because that one's on charge now, but it's knackered. It doesn't hold a charge overnight, so hopefully it'll be enough to start the day. If not, I'll have to go and get the one back off the TT. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to get this pulled out now. And then I've got to get the grey Golf in to start working on that one with the sills. And again, another strut to do. Sod's law. Right, dilly dilly. Okay, so I'm going to change the steering wheel on our Young'uns Mk4 Golf. So fairly straightforward. Some preliminary stuff. I have disconnected the battery, because obviously I'm going to be taking the airbag off, so we don't want to be that setting off accidentally. So first thing is just pull the steering wheel fully forward and down. So unlock it, pull it fully forward and down to that position there. Then take the steering lock off. So put the ignition on in effect. Turn the steering wheel and there'll be a hole at the back here where you can push a screwdriver in. I had an old one which I've just bent, so you just feed that in the hole at the back. Yeah, and then when you push it in the back, you want to be pushing downwards away to the outer of the steering wheel. And what that does, if I show you on the other one, so you're basically putting the screwdriver in the hole at the back there, and then when you look at the front there, you can see when I'm pushing down, it's moving that clip at the top, and that's what releases the airbag from the steering wheel itself. So I've actually done that already. Okay, so we're now at this point here. We just need to disconnect the airbag switch, which should just pull off. There we go. So that's the airbag removed. Just put that up to the side. Okay, then we've got another connection inside here. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that for the angle, but it's fairly straightforward. You just push in on the two clips and that'll take the connection out from the steering squib, as it's called. Then you need an M12 spline socket to take the outer out. So just take the key out the ignition, put the steering lock on, and then just unscrew on the centre nut. Okay, then what's imperative you do is put the ignition back on and then straighten up the steering wheel nice and central, so we can get the new one on in the correct position. Okay, so that's nice and central there. So I can just slide that off now. It's actually got an indented mark on the top part here. Yeah, well, I should be able to line it up, putting the new one in. Okay, so I've grabbed the new one. I just place this over the top. Again, getting it in exactly the right position that I need it. That looks about bob on that. Yeah, push that on. I can now bolt up on my centre nut. Take the ignition key back out. Steering lock on. I'll tighten that back up. Okay, so I've just got now to take off the horn connection on here.
It's alright, take your time. If you pause at any point, just let me know, okay?
If you're struggling to care for your dog, we're here to help. Search Dogs Trust. Change the tail today.
At Tesco Mobile, we know every little helps. So right now you can get the new Samsung Galaxy A12 for an
Okay, that's the horn connection and the cable for my
and better yet, just like all our pay monthly plans, stay frozen throughout your contract. That's just
airbag.
our value promise. Search Tesco
Okay, so I just need one
Tesco
putting
Mobile.
onto
Every little helps.
Ends 31st of May.
this, which will be, I think, let's have a look at the connection on this one.
Every day, thousands of one little wipes flushed down the toilet.
I can't quite see
Homes and the environment because they block pipes.
the other horn connection on this one. I can just see one. Okay, I'll hold the video there just so I can find out where the two horn connections are going to actually go. Okay, so that other cable, so I had two for the horn on the old steering wheel. On the 3-spoke, you don't actually need that second cable, so I've just had to connect an earth onto the actual frame itself there. I've taped this one up so it doesn't activate the horn, so you will have to press to obviously activate. So as simple as that. So all I'm going to do now is just connect up the airbag. Like so, and then I can simply push on the center airbag, just push it in, and that's it, clips on. And then I can just pop that back now. Then that's it. Steering wheel changed from the, yeah, so inadvertently stopped my video there. However, what I was saying is that's it. We've changed from the standard 4-spoke steering wheel to the sports 3-spoke steering wheel. Pretty much a straight swap. Just remember on the 4-spoke you don't need that extra ground cable, so just tape that up. And that's it now. So I've connected the battery. I'll put the ignition on, see if the horn works. Yep, horn works fine. I do have the airbag light to take off, which I'll plug in my VCDS and just take the airbag light off. That wouldn't have happened if I'd kept the battery disconnected, but I did actually reconnect it when I was working out what to do with that other wire. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. Dilly dilly. Okay, so that's the Mk4 done. Clutch changed. We've put the new steering strut on. We've just changed the steering wheel to the 3-spoke sports. So that's it for now for the Black Golf. So I'll pull the Mk4 out now and get the Mk5 Golf in and start to do the bodywork on that, ready for MOT. Dilly dilly!